Shalom.
Shalom.
Want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Nation. Five teachers, 104,000 men, and 1/3 men, women, and children that to be saved. All right. And we need no introduction. No, we need no hesitation either. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the Most High's chosen people. All right. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics. All right, the descendants of slaves, all right, the transatlantic slave trade, and the slaves that was in under slavery with the conquistadors, if I'm not mistaken. It is the right word, all right. Yeah, so we are the descendants of those people, and those people are the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we went through, or are still going through persecution due to our disobedience of the law, statutes, and commandments given by Yahawah, who the world ignorantly calls Jehovah, Jah, Elohim, etc., etc. And who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, Yeshua, etc., etc. Alright? We're going to go into a lesson called purpose. Alright? Everything the Most High created is for a purpose. It has a function. It has a reason it was made. Alright? Nothing will be destroyed because they're all an extension of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. It's an expression of himself. Alright? It's an expression of himself. So just as we would scold our kids, the Hebrew Israelites are being scolded because we're the Most High's favorite. We're the Most High's inheritance. Alright? As it is written. So let's get it. We're going to go into some creation precepts. Wisdom of Solomon 1:13-4. Right? The Most High has a purpose for everything. Everything runs in a system or a cycle or an ordinance, as the scripture would use that word. Alright? An ordinance. The trees will grow a certain way. Certain trees will go a certain way. Certain trees will grow in a certain soil. You know, certain animals would hunt a certain animal. You know, a certain system set up. And there's no way Esau could break that or change that no matter what he does. Because he's under the same purpose that the Most High intended. Most High made him to do what he's doing. So what? So that he would get all the glory, honor, and praise. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. You got it, God?
Yeah, this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 and verse 13. For the Most High made not death, neither had he pleasure in the destruction of the living.
So well, let's go a little deeper with that term death, right? Technically, there's no such thing as death. All right, everything is energy. Energy is not destroyed; it's only transferred and changed forms, whether it's kinetic or stored energy. All right. So nothing is really dying. What happens is we will transition or we change form when we shed these mortal vessels. All right, these are just vessels that inhabit the main God source, the main power source. Right, the scripture saying, Job, if the Most High withdraw his spirit, who shall stand? All right, you got that. Read back from the top.
Yeah, verse 13. For the Most High made not death, neither had he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being.
That they may have their being. Because that goes into the Most High's name. Alright? That goes into the Most High name. Yah means in he, and Hawa means to be, or he is, or he exists. Alright? Meaning that he's always there and always will be there in everything and anything. Alright? He is he to be. Alright? Present continuous.
It says, for he created all things, that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth.
Alright? And that's through his spirit. That's through his spirit that all things consist of. Goes back to the same precept in Colossians, alright? You can get over. It wasn't on the list, but we can get. You know his spirit is well. Alright? It's through the Most High. Everything continues or everything progresses to stay. Malak Dawadah say through the spirit. I laid on my bed and thou hast sustained me. Thou hast sustained me. What does sustain mean? To maintain or to continue something. To help him return back to the flesh so that he could continue what? Being King David. Being a beloved of the Most High. And that's what we're hoping for, that we're the elect. We're the firstborn as beloved Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. That's why we out here preach, even though nobody's here to listen. But we know the angels in Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is watching us. Alright? You got that? Colossians 1 and verse 12 or 13. Alright, and his son inherited. His son is the mediator. His son is the Most High right hand to carry out a lot of the tasks. Alright? A lot of the tasks, the Most High gave the order and he's swift to do it. You can read about that in Proverbs 8 and many other precepts.
This is Colossians chapter 1 and verse 12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which had made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
Good, and that's what we're hoping for, that we are partakers of the inheritance. The inheritance of what? Everlasting life. Never to feel that sting of death of flesh separating body, but to have that, we call a hybrid, a superhuman body, a supernatural body. The body that don't get sick, the body that don't get tired, the body that would never wither, the body that would never hunger, never need sleep or never thirst, never burn by fire. You know, no natural disaster would harm it and so forth. We won't need a space suit or some sort of suit to travel in the cosmos, or these mansions that the scripture refer to them as, the planets. You guys have?
It says,
as inheritance.
Who had delivered us from the power of darkness and had translated us into the kingdom of his dear son.
Deliver us from the power of darkness. The power of darkness, not knowing or being with Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Following wicked ways or laws, not laws I should say, wicked ways or wicked practices, wicked customs of things that are contrary to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Right? They have power, but it's not everlasting power. That's how the Most High set it.
It says, who had delivered us from the power of darkness and had translated us into the kingdom of his dear son.
Go ahead.
In whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sin.
And what redeem means to bring back. To bring back from what? From that dead state. That state whereby we can't be fruitful and multiply. We can't give Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI full praise. You know, we turn our backs on the Lord, and the Lord still forgive us. To what? So that his name would be glorified. Alright? The creature was made subject unto vanity, but not willingly, but so that he would receive the glory, honor, and praise, and so that we will be more thankful for that blessing of what? Knowing the truth, knowing him. Alright? You got it, sir?
Verse 15. Who is the image of the invisible power.
Good, and he's the image. When you go into that word image, alright, it means like a mirror of not only physicality, but mannerisms, behavior, mindset, agenda. So Yahawah and his son YAHAWASHI has the same purpose. He says so in get us from the John. Alright? Yahawah and his son have the same mindset, the same agenda. They want to achieve the same goals as to what thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Because there's full order in heaven. There's no chaos, there's no murdering and killing, there's nobody backstabbing and turning against each other, there's no stealing, there's no adultery, there's none of that. It's in full order. Where that?
Yeah, this is John chapter 10 and verse 29. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
Where?
I and my Father are one.
Good. So we are hoping that we are part of that purpose. That purpose was to restore the earth back to its highest glory and expand throughout the universe and so forth. But this is what the Lord intended. That's what the Lord intended since the beginning. Alright? Colossians?
Yeah, verse Colossians 1 and 15. Who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth.
So the Most High created the Son and then appointed him to create everything else, gave him the blueprint. So listen, these ordinances must function these way. And Esau would depict that in different movies. For example, Galactus and Silver Surfer. For example, Thanos and who else was? I can't remember above Thanos, but you know, there's different characters in these, you know, superhero comic book universe. This whole create world and destroy world idea, it comes from the Bible. Esau can't think of these stuff because the Most High put in his spirit to put it over as something deluding from the original story. But it's fine because it's Most High purpose. This is his turn. His turn to enjoy himself so that Most High will make a perfect example out of him.
It says, for by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him.
Good.
Verse 17, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist.
And this is the point of the one. By him all things consist, because the Most High created, as we just read, everything for his Son and himself, of course. The Father is going to be governing everything, and his Son is going to be joint heir. Second in command, yeah. Right? The right hand. The man who's come to rule with a rod of iron. Alright? And bringing peace to the earth. You know what I'm saying? Alright? Let's go to Sirach 17, 1 to 10. Alright, so the Most High got purpose for everything. Alright? Most High got purpose for everything. Everything is aligned according to his perfect time. Alright? Right on?
This is Sirach chapter 17 and verse 1. The Lord created man of the earth and turned him into the gift.
Right?
Gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein.
Because this is a corruptible flesh. Right? The flesh profited not. The spirit is what quickens. So in the time that we're down here, we're here to learn what? Learn what? How to govern this level of the Most High creation. To understand the beauty of his creation. Right? And the heathens are going to be in these bodies and they're going to shed their flesh, go back to the hour, receive the judgment again, and we're going to be governing them down here, and they're going to be way better than they are right now, we can tell you that. Because Esau is a terrible ruler. A terrible, terrible ruler. Like I saw a video the other day, Esau showed 2 billion tires inside the ocean for cleaning it up, right? And also provide homes to the fishes. But over time, what's going to happen? It's going to deteriorate and release a chemical. Anybody could have guessed though. But Esau justified himself with this over 2 million tires, and now we have system whereby and they said a lot of people try to take them out or whatnot, but it's still polluted. And there's one thing I think about when it comes to the kingdom. Esau got to clean this earth up, spick and span. Not a straw was left nowhere. You understand? He's sending it to.
So they're going to be his purpose?
Yeah, that could be his purpose because he's the scavenger of the earth. He's the scavenger, he's the human scavenger, I should say. Alright? It
says, he gave them few days and a short time and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves and made them according to his image. And put the fear of man upon all flesh. And gave him dominion over beasts and fowls.
So we as men have that. That's one of the first laws that we receive, or blessing we receive from YAHAWASHI. We should say purpose we receive from YAHAWASHI. To govern and take care of this thing that the Most High created. Everything. So even if it's just a plot of land, your own body or whatnot, you're supposed to take care of it. People mutilating themselves and claiming it that this is not how it's supposed to be. when everything has a purpose and a function. You were set here for a purpose and a function. But when you think about it, their purpose and function is to mutilate themselves so that we can learn what not to do. Because there's a lot of people who mutilate themselves and regret. I don't want to say the word, you can't go YouTube already. Now people,
Transmission.
yeah, people change the transmission, not the oil, the whole transmission. Put in a whole different transmission in the body. You're supposed to know what I'm talking about, right? I said that, and then 2 more months, and they regret me shit. Like, boy, I shouldn't do this. Oh, skeg, I got to take extra care of myself now. But the most I don't set everything on automatic. But no, because you want perverse thoughts, the most I gave you over to your vital affections. You know, like you believe he is a dog, like you believe he is a tiger, and you put in all sort of things in your skin, in your body, your blood, your eyeball. This place is crazy, bro. This place is crazy. Go ahead up.
Yeah, verse 5 says, they received the use of the 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding, and in the 7th speech, and interpreter of the cogitation thereof.
Yeah, the cogitation of the thought. Yeah, the interpretation, the cogitation. Right? Cogitation go back to thoughts, and the interpretation means what? For you to perceive what's right and wrong. For you to perceive what decision you want to make. Alright? So these senses are tools used for us to guide and fulfill our purpose. Scriptures I get it from you, wherever we put we hands to do, it's supposed to be to praise YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, because He loved us so much. And He created us. He gave us hands. Yeah, He created us, He gave us consciousness. Consciousness we walk, consciousness with and see us. We go back to science, which means to know. To know what? To know what something feels like, something tastes like, to know, to look, you know, to perceive depth, understand dimensions and whatnot. That's how much He loves us, to share that knowledge with us. You know? Because most I don't need none of us. He's the measure of all things. Right? This is one of the reasons I'm going to this lesson, because you got to remember that the Most High make everything for a purpose, and we got to be grateful. So this being in this trip is for a purpose. Meeting the brothers and being in this society world we are is for a purpose. You know? Watching the movie Crash. Watch it. Not another movie, but every little change you make will alter the whole reality. I mean, look at all the movies that come out now. Everything has a purpose and a function. I want to name everything, anything, all together, something like that. I don't get you the one. The modern doctor and I'm saying. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest.
Yeah, there's none of that in the grave. So we've been set on earth to live a greatest purpose. That's why the scripture said that the angels they're curious of what it's like to be in this place. What people are afraid, right? They're curious because they only know about spirit realm. They never feeling weary, never feeling hungry, but they love what they do. They love what they do. But we receive an awesome blessing, an awesome purpose. So we gotta embrace it more. It's the flesh that presses down and make you think that why is life so hard? Why? And you know, remember when I was young, we didn't know that. So why Adam and Eve had to eat apple? We could have let naked. You know what I'm saying? But now we in this should be on the side of the Most High. We gain one of the greatest thing anybody would ever want to know or learn again, because they knew it once and they turned away from it. We all did. And now we know it's again that our purpose, our duty, the other one includes that as well. And Go ahead. 13. Our duty is to fulfill His purpose, His will. Right? He is the director. He is the programmer. He is the matrix, if you want to get that technical. But He's merciful. He's loving kindness. It's not like these humans and these creation and people don't know nothing and just feeling a way around and think that they could just do whatever they feel like. You know? Yeah, that.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahawah, keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
That's our whole duty, to fear Yahawah, keep His commandments. Alright? That's our purpose. You know, that's why we out here. Week in and week out. Verse 17, 1 to 10. Yeah.
Yeah. Sirach chapter 17 and verse 6. It says, counsel and tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart, gave ye them to understand. We all fill them with the knowledge of understanding, and showed them good and evil. He set His eye upon their hearts, that He might shew them the greatness of His works.
You see that? So the Most High show us good and evil, so that what? So that His power would be known. So that He could flex on whoever, bro. Because He's all powerful and He deserves it. He deserves it. Just think about it. We look at these athletes, these different people, and we are amazed at the things they create. Look at the vehicles, look at the city, the infrastructure, all these things. Where do you think they come from? They come from we. They come from we all straight. Where does now we know what creativity is. It has to be a higher being. So this is all bullshit, but there's no God or the Most High, like there was a doctrine a while back. Probably still teaches it. The Most High don't interfere with the things of men, right? With the affairs of men. That's utter shouldn't go on. Alright? People come up with all sort of craziness all because they lack understanding. Most I withdraw them from the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know? You got that?
It says, verse 9, He gave them to glory in His marvelous acts forever.
Yeah.
That they might declare His works,
You see?
understanding.
You see, forever and with understanding. Esau don't understand nothing. He could read everything. He has everybody information. And still don't understand how to govern the world. Alright? He lacks judgment because he was made to be a destroyer. He was made to be a destroyer. He was made to take things by force. Because the Most High showing us what, I could be just like this man. The Lord give it and the Lord take away, but the Lord showing us how merciful He is. By what giving us life, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. To appreciate the little things. The simple breath in your lungs that people don't even appreciate. You know? Waking up to see another day. And I guilty though. Even in this truth I guilty though. You know? Trying to make ends meet, trying to do what needs to be done. And you get caught up in the flesh. That's why the scripture said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And we are guilty of it, bro. We are guilty of it because He's the one, He's the true, you know, all of all, you know? You know what? So, we got to understand what the Most High, or the Most High gave us understanding to know what He's doing. You know, the grand scheme of everything. Like brothers would say, yo, we got the cheat codes. We got the script to the story. We know the outcome. We know the ending. We just living it out. Alright? We living it out. Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 4 verse 17.
Bring it out.
It says, let us hear the change. Let us slack it. Daniel 4:16. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him.
Go ahead.
And let 7 times pass over him.
Go ahead.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones. to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
That's right.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men.
That's right.
All right. Now, to the point he was making, whereby, you know, the ruling that Esau is ruling, all right, is actually he fulfilling his purpose,
Right.
which is to be what? A destroyer. All right. Now the scripture tell you that what? How that this man gonna basically rule with tyranny.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of dread.
All right. Are we gonna change laws and times?
Yeah.
All right. The scripture in Revelation talk about he being that red horse. All right. So ultimately, you know, he fulfilling his purpose. We may see it as something evil. All right. But to the end of it is so that the Most High YAHAWASHI could show forth his glory.
That's right.
Or his power.
Notice.
This is Sirach chapter 17 and verse verse 9. It says, verse 10. And the,
No, read back.
read back. Sirach 17 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them to glory in his marvelous work acts
Yeah.
forever,
Mm-hmm.
that they might declare his works with understanding.
Right.
And the elect shall praise his holy name.
Right. And you see, there's no coincidence that that line come after. All right? Because the elect have their purpose. You know, after Yahawah, there's Yahawashi, then there's the elect. The elect of the elect, right? The elect of Israel. 144,000 men, the 1/3 men, women, and children. Right? They're going to understand it. And they're going to teach it. And they're going to stand by it. And they're going to die for it. All right? Because
Right.
that's the purpose. And they understand the purpose. Right? And nothing would be more fulfilling than fulfill your purpose. You're gonna, right? Nothing is more fulfilling than fulfilling your purpose. There's this satisfaction you get when you complete a task that you set out to do. All right? And that's why this truth requires us to be what men. Requires us to stand firm. Requires us to confront certain things in spirit and in truth. And not be carnal. All right? All right? Go to our Psalms 8, 6. And the elect shall praise his holy name. And that name has a function, that name has a purpose. It has to be glorified. Alright? And so our brother was going in for the name again. I think it's Bakwar, man? Yeah. You know, he was going into it. And he was saying that how can you attach a reputation to someone that without a name? How can you know the reputation without a name? There must be a name. It's highly impossible, bro. And that's out of order, bro. That's out of order. You know a car reputation by its name. You know it's a Lamborghini. Why? Because it's a fast car. Only certain amount of people buy it. You know? We know where it's like because of the name, a description. Where?
It is Psalms chapter 8, verse 3. It says, when I consider thy heavens, the works of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands.
Yeah.
Thou hast put all things under his feet.
Yeah. So imagine that. That's the purpose, yo. He made us a little lower than the angels, but we have a lot of glory on this earth. Alright? And especially elect men. Alright? So we that know better gotta apply ourselves, apply our purpose. Start with me. Start with me. The scriptures talk about remembering your first love. Remember from whence thou hast fallen. Alright? And that's why we out here week in and week out working on ourselves, trying to get ourselves right to when the bridegroom return, because we don't want to be those Lord niggas. We don't want to be that purpose. We waiting to see if the final purpose of it all. You want to say something? Oh, just is smart. All right. So the Mosai is very meticulous, very particular. You know, a lot of scientists, the Mosai give them a lot of knowledge on how the earth and how creation was to be, down to a lot of decimal places. They was able to calculate what the fuck that means. You know, calculate that, right? Calculate the odds of our existence, no matter 1 trillionth of something. So we down here for a reason, bro. We out here in the streets for a reason. Today, tomorrow, somebody, the Lord take us out. You know, because it's not nobody killing we. It's the Lord taking we out. Alright? We fulfill our purpose. Alright? And this is what we're waiting to find out. You know, Most High crowned man with so much glory. And the angels likewise, they got their function, they got their purpose. To assist us, to challenge us, to see if we're worthy of that purpose. Imagine though. What's the word like? Such a network of connections, you know. It has to be a higher being. Who else could create something like that? Esau, you know it better than we. Everything was 50 said he can be wiser than Daniel, you know. But now we're leaning towards us to understand the prophecy, because this we main purpose. One of the main purpose. We come in the spirit of YAHAWASHI, as it says in Revelation, right? You know what? Go to Ecclesiastes 3 and 17. Yeah. Alright? So imagine all the networks and the connections in this reality. What would that mean? I'm saying it because you could just attach a word to it and it might seem simplified, but it's a bigger picture than that. Right?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 17. I said in my heart, the Most High shall judge the righteous and the wicked.
Go ahead.
For there is a time hereof for every purpose and for every work.
God, there's a time for every purpose and every work. Everything happens according to that. That's what it's called prophecy, to see before time. The Most High ain't playing with this, bro. The Most High set this up. There's a full domino effect. Like it's just like a film. A film would have there's a bunch of moving pictures. You know? So it's one step at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 second at a time, 1 word at a time. You know? 1 lesson at a time.
And this is Proverbs chapter 16 verse 4.
Bring it out.
Yahawah had made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Even the wicked for the day of evil. And everything for himself. Get one in Revelation. Get one in Revelation 4 and the last verse. Yeah. Even the wicked for the day of evil. Most time you get it.
This is Revelation 4 verse 11. Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things.
No, something.
All things. And for thy pleasure they are and were created.
Most High created all things for his pleasure. So he can do whatever he wants. Who shall challenge the Most High? We get one just know. Who can challenge the Most High? Who can resist the will? Alright? Give me Isaiah 14, 24. Right? For his pleasure. Alright? And the Most High have no pleasure that any creature carry. So he's God living. So that's why he's going to establish the kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. You got that?
Yeah, Isaiah 14 and verse 24. Yahawah of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have taught, so shall it come to pass. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
As the Most High purpose, so shall it start. Stand. You see, stand. It cannot fall. Because the Most High word don't fall. It stands firm and sure, Guerra.
Yeah, verse 25. That I will break the Assyrian in my land.
Now this talking about modern day Assyria, right? But we are reading it for context. Where that?
And upon my mountains tread him on the foot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart off their shoulders.
Well,
this is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth.
Good. So just like we went to slavery for a purpose, we shall be delivered from the Assyrians for a purpose. Modern day Assyrians, which would be the Edomites, right? Because Assyria go back to Babylon. You hear that?
Yeah. It says, this is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all nations.
That's right.
For Yahawah of hosts had purpose, and who shall disannul?
Who shall disannul it? Who? Who will challenge you most high? Like this, speaking of which, remember this thing a woman was saying on YouTube that Yahawashi was a sorcerer. Yahawashi was a warlock. Yahawashi was a necromancer. Yahawashi was a medium who used to speak to spirits, you know, familiar spirits. I was like, bro, these people crazy. And that's why the Most High got destroyed his place. And that's why you can't stop what the Most High doing. They don't come up with all sorts of stories. They're trying to stop the Most High, bro. They're trying to stop his purpose. Because they're desperately wicked. But if it had not been for the Lord, showed us mercy and called us out to the marvelous light, we would have been lost and just destroying itself. And that's exactly what happened to the world. The world is destroying itself under Esau's rule. So the most I need to send in new management. You know? You're fired and as they would say in the office, you're fired. You're gonna literally fired out with laser beams and brimstone and whatnot. You understand?
Yeah, it says, and who shall disannul it? And his hand is stretched out, and who shall turn it back?
His hand is stretched out, and who will turn it back? I mean, he's sending out troops. Lord of Sabaoth, Lord of the armies, Lord of the host. You know?
Peace.
Yeah, good night, brother. Good night, good night. Good night, sis. All right? Who shall stop the Most High? It's like he's Jay-Z and Kanye said, who will stop me, huh? Who will stop the Most High? All right, the scripture starts to get one edge where it says like an arrow that shot and you can't turn back. I'm sure. Right? Who will stop the Most High? You know, who will think about it? You can't see him, you can't hear him, and you trying to stop the Most High? You trying to blow up the moon? Bro, before you even sleep, you gonna forget, why if I blow up this moon? That's why the Most High gave Esau all the knowledge, because he would do something that's ridiculous though. If I blow up this moon, I'm gonna destroy myself. Alright, let me see if we go from Mars. Then we gonna blow up the moon. Once we blow up the moon, we're gonna blow up from Mars. All them stuff Esau trying to figure out about it, because the scripture saying in Jeremiah 31 that if these ordinances stop, Israel shall cease from being a people. And there's where the Most High purpose won't be fulfilled. But the Most High, it cannot be stopped, right? Right? It can't be stopped. Right? Esau comes with all sorts of diseases, all sorts of schemes and plots. All sorts of schemes and plots.
And this is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Beautiful. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Guard up yourselves with cloth of sack.
Yeah.
And here, bewail your children, and be sorry for your destruction is at hand.
That's right. And this is the purpose that was raised up for. That's why they had such a high level. Asia and Babylon. Babylon being the United States of America, and Asia being the obvious country. China, Korea, India, and whatnot. They're in a power. They're on a certain level of power, so that the Most High could whoop their ass. You know what I'm saying? A lot of nuclear power and whatnot. You think they could come up with them ideas by themselves, bro? From Aaron boat to Duck? Bro, go ahead.
Says a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
Go now. The spiritual sword is the word. This is the warning. And as we preach, these stuff are manifested because the Lord is manifested through us. Right? We're the most high mouthpiece, as it is written. Right? You know that those voices that Adam heard, those were prophets. Right? You gotta talk?
It says a fire is sent among you, and who may quench you?
Yeah?
Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Good. So the Most High in his ultimate wisdom say, yo, the only purpose that they're gonna serve, or the only way to change these people is by sending these particular plagues. Particular plagues, bro. And I can destroy them with it. Going up?
Verse 6 says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood?
That's right.
Or anyone quench the fire with stubble when it had begun to burn?
That's right.
May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?
And
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
good. So just as an arrow, a lion, and whatnot, it cannot be stopped. The Most High cannot be stopped. These prophecies cannot be stopped. Right?
These things are Mosai's creation.
Yeah.
So much less or much more the Mosai.
Much more the Most High. Beautifully said that. So what's the best thing to do? You might as well join. Submit. Submit to your master. He's a merciful God, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna submit. Like scripture tell you what. That even with fear in the heart, they're gonna still doors, to fight against Yahushua.
Yeah, they got scripture. I think it's on the list. I'm gonna check. Alright? They gonna purpose, the scripture said that the wicked gonna purpose in their heart to do evil. Roughly paraphrase is they gonna set the heart like, listen, I can do evil and ain't nobody gonna stop me. This is what the wicked gonna say. And they gonna say in the mind that this is the only way I could be happy, or I could grow, or humanity can continue. Because the concept of what's right and wrong has been fully warped and cast off. Scripture let favor be shown unto the wicked, yet he will not learn judgment. Roughly paraphrase it. Job 30.
This is Job chapter 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men,
That's right.
and slumbers upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
Seal. Yeah, he said instruction. In the spirit, the Most High seal your instruction. So, in other words, he seal your purpose. He seal your purpose. So let no man say when he's tempted of the Most High, but drawn away by his own lust. So Esau, at the time of Cain, was drawn away by his own lust, his own pride. He didn't make a proper offering, and he wasn't right in his spirit. He hated his brother. He was envious of his brother, and not a godly envy either. And that was his purpose. So the cast was set, the protagonist and the antagonist. The villain and the hero. Where?
It says, read it back. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth their ears, the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man.
Withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man, because pride is the beginning of sin. Pride is the beginning of sin. And pride was something created to show whether you're obedient or not, or who do you obey. Who do you give loyalty to? Who do you give subjection to? Who are you subject to? All right? Subject means sub means under, and ject means rule. So if you're proud and think that you could finish it out yourself, good luck. Because I can't. I can't. Turn to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, the men of the Most High set up for all the answers. Because if you look at, you're watching everybody, people killing themselves and the children, of how broken the spirit is and how weak the spirit is. A woman, I don't know if you see the article, I probably sent to the group, or I don't know if you might remember it. A woman walked in front of a train with a child because she was sick of being a single mother. She was tired of living end to end. You know, living from paycheck to paycheck. You know? And what all the Lord teaches for, be content. So imagine when it was slavery time, huh? Imagine when it was slavery, when you used to eat whatever the master teach you. We ancestors endure. I should say we, because we are our forefathers. Right? The vintage Job, right? Then we get Amos 3, verse 6. Right? So as we read earlier in 2nd Ezra 16, we're going to just double back a bit based on that and show that the Most High purpose when it comes to go ahead, let's read the scripture.
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 3, 7.
6.
Yeah, Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid?
Good.
Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahawah had not done it?
So